That's what she said. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, everybody, welcome. My name is Josiah, also known as Chilling Silence. I am joined today by a cohort here of people looking forward to celebrating DigiByte's 7th birthday. So, yeah, look, hey, everybody, go ahead and introduce yourself, say hello. Hey, everybody, go ahead and introduce yourself, say hello. If you are here now, fix up that sound now that I'm
What order would you go? Hi, I'm Laura. I'm on the awareness team. I wasn't sure which order we're going in. I feel like we're in the Brady Bunch. Here's the story. Yeah, who's next?
It's different order for everybody as well. So what you see is different from what I see. So if we were to go around clockwise, you know, it's going to be, yeah, don't worry. Just say hi and yeah, we'll get the show on the road.
Hi.
So who's starting?
I'm Michelle Doherty. I'm on the awareness team.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm on the awareness team as well as with DigiSDX.
Okay, my name is Hans. I'm from the DigiByte Foundation.
My name is Rudy. I'm also part of the DigiByte Foundation.
And my name is Rutger, also DigiByte Foundation.
Hi everyone, I'm Lenny. I'm from a sea farm.
Hi, I'm John Song. Nice to meet everybody.
We got Mike.
Yeah, hey everyone, Mike Aldi. I'm just, you know, just a guy part of this amazing decentralized group, and happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Great. Hey, well, welcome. We were, I think that's us for now. We've got a couple of other people who are going to tune in a bit later on as well and join us, but 7 years. 7 years. It's
happy birthday.
Sorry, go ahead.
Great achievement. 7 years. Great achievement.
Who's been here for 7 years, though? Anybody been here for
I think
7 years?
Josiah, I think, maybe? Or
yeah,
2000.
I started mining in February, so almost 7 years.
Yeah, I was in there from 2017, I think, when you started the DigiByte awareness team. Right, Laura? Was it 2017?
Oh, it feels like 84 years ago, but yeah, I think you're right.
Been a while.
No, it's been, yeah, I think we're coming up on 3 years for the awareness team. So
nice.
So yeah,
it was like a great journey. Yeah, yeah. Time flies. We're getting old.
I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I'm gonna try and Benjamin Button this after Digi goes to $1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I feel way older after a couple of years of doing this.
Tell us when that's gonna be, Laura. Though, okay, please.
I will. Don't you worry. You'll be the first one I call, John. Oh, speaking of which, you guys, I got my magic 8-ball in case anybody wants to do a little, you know, TA.
TA? What's that?
Not T&A, just technical analysis.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have worn mascara.
But what a great year it has been, guys. I mean,
it has.
I think, yeah, I'm very proud of the total community. You know, we've got different groups and stuff and individual people doing a lot of stuff. But man, I was just looking back on the milestones in 2020. It's awesome. You know, the spread and the acknowledgement of DigiByte, it took off last year. It was really great.
Yeah, we were talking this morning. We have almost double the amount of followers on Twitter in 1 year. That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
But what's the total now? What's the total on the social media platforms?
I think for our awareness team, it's 14.6, and for DigiByte itself, is it 179 something?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was a year ago for the DigiByte coin itself, but we almost doubled in 1 year.
I want to say, I thought it was like 125. I think that they've brought on a lot.
Yeah.
This year too. So it is exciting. I mean, and I have to say what I'm like probably most excited about right now is, I love like the core group of people that kind of stuck with it, but these new people that have been coming in the last, year to 6 months with that fresh energy,
Yeah.
it is
All the young
unbelievable. Yeah, they just start igniting themselves. It's so fun to watch them go.
Yeah.
So I think that's to me like one of the most exciting things about the project this last year is just seeing all the new people come in and go, wait a second, you mean I can just like build stuff and work with them in the community? It's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have to be aware that even after 7 years, there are new people discovering DigiByte, and they don't know about the nature of DigiBytes. So we need to keep educating the people that we are truly decentralized, permissionless. Anybody can use DigiByte, can build on DigiByte, and that's something that message that we keep have to push out all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's also nice to see, that parties start to, just start using or integrating DigiByte without, anything asked or mentioned before, or parties starting to reach out to us, oh, how can we use DigiByte? Of course, you can use DigiByte. Just go ahead.
Well,
do it.
And the most important change I think we had seen last year is in the beginning, 2017, 2018, we had to reach out to exchanges, to wallet providers, to people. We really had to sell DigiByte, so to speak. And now it seems the other way around. We are being recognized by many, and they are reaching out to us. They're asking us the questions. So it's the other way around now, and that's really powerful, I think.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
I think we're kind of like that, like kind of nerdy girl, in high school that would not wait for summer camp and came back pretty. They're like, who's this? You know what I mean? I think people kind of slept on it for a little while and they're like, wait a second, this is kind of a cool project. Like, I've been sitting here the whole time, right behind you in math class. You didn't notice me because of my glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. By the way, Laura, your sister says hello.
Oh, hey.
She's in the chat. I realized that.
Yeah, we were talking before. I said, I gotta get off.
We've just been talking about. She's in the live
Hi,
chat.
Laura,
She says hello.
My sister Lisa, she's a mess. She's the one who got me into crypto, and she's the one who got me into DigiByte, actually. So
That's awesome.
I have her to blame for it.
Just how much family have been involved in this, and especially looking back over the last 12 months, because my mom finally, we did that live stream where she got her first ever DigiByte, so that was really cool as well, and it's great to see like just how much family and friends are involved in getting people like excited and into it, and I mean started off obviously, so yeah, I think that's really quite cool, and it goes to show there's a lot of, I suppose, power in the not sway that you have with your family, but you know what I mean, like family usually respects that kind of opinion. That's cool.
Well, I think when you dedicate yourself like that, people are gonna get curious. They'll get curious.
Well, in the beginning, the family was against crypto, but now almost every day they hear about Bitcoin in the headlines in the news. So they're starting asking questions. So now, yeah, I really got more people now involved in DigiByte as well. So it's changing. People try to understand it, want to understand it. They would like to try something. So yeah, we see more and more adoption, more understanding about what crypto is, and more people see the power of crypto.
Absolutely. I mean, more people start to understand what money actually is, fiat money, and that it can be printed at will.
Yes.
And that's always centralized, guarded or checked. And this is a new era and this is, I mean, okay, we think, 7 years is a long period, but believe me, we're just at the beginning of this. It's really, really amazing.
I totally agree with that, Rutger. And I think a lot of people all of a sudden realize, negative interest rates. They just grab another $3 trillion out of thin air. They do this, they do that. I mean, what is actually money? And I think the realization of that money isn't as secure as we thought it would be, and our financial system and institutions aren't as secure as we thought they would be, or we would like them to be. Not to mention the trust component definitely fuels a significant interest, resulting into more crypto users. I totally agree with that. Yeah. It's two ways. It's the obviously the components of crypto that are appealing to a lot of people, but I also think that a lot of people feel uncomfortable with what always was there, fiat.
Talking about printing, what do you guys think about Tether? How will that resolve? Do you think they're able to come with a valid report showing that it's backed, or will it be a disaster?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I thought the deadline was the 15th of January, right? I thought the deadline was the 15th of January.
Yeah, that's the date that's going around. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, it can be, that they have or they have not covered their funds, and it's also about who they know, when it's allowed or not. So we will know in a week or so what will happen, but it's hard to tell.
Peter McCormack doesn't believe in the FUD at all. He believes everything's okay with Tether. He interviewed them on a podcast. he seems to think that there's going to be no issues. So we'll see.
You might think these guys are not stupid. They're they're being monitored for quite some time now. So one can think that they should have everything in order by now. But I guess time will tell.
Yeah, in my ideal world,
self-possessed, says he doesn't know things, so he's no expert according to himself. Sorry, what was that, Matthew?
You're muted, Matthew.
If they don't have the $1 trillion, then there's not much they can do about getting their ducks in a row.
Yeah. What are they? Yeah. What are they gonna do about it?
You can print it.
I was just gonna say that. We just printed $6 trillion. What's the big deal? Just print it.
Yeah. 1 trillion there or there, it doesn't really matter.
Insane.
I have to say though, I mean, as much as watching the kind of global financial system in the state it's in, man, am I glad I ran across DigiByte when I did, because I would be really I think I would be really depressed right now if I did it, if I wasn't working on some kind of, or see some kind of solution. I think I would feel pretty hopeless, so it is nice to see, not just that it's, it's a possible solution, but you see all of these people on the screen are all professionals in their industries, that dedicated their time to this project. That's really what made me so excited about it. Because I was like, wow, there's all these people that want to make this work. And we're bringing more on every day. So I have to say, given the scope of everything, I'm super grateful to have found a project that gives me some hope.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I'm not professional.
Well, I wasn't really. If you notice, I was looking at Rudy when I said it. I wasn't even looking at you.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
No, but this is really cool stuff. Don't forget that change will never come from within the old system. So what we're doing is we're building a parallel new system that gets used more and more over time, and that's what we'll see. The growth has started and it will not slow down, it will accelerate. So if you look at I love that website. I always tell everybody to look at it. This is digibytewallets.com. It's Murat has set it up, and you see all the new wallets dropping in, supporting DigiByte, expanding the ecosystem. And that's what really my vision for the future is, to actually use it, as a payment system, as one of the 4 or 5 pillars, of course. Actually use peer-to-peer, decentralized payments, and that's DigiByte is very well suited for that. It's awesome.
Go ahead, sorry.
What's the timeline on ProgPow? I'm really excited about that. to have people be able to mine from their computers. That might be a great tool for adoption as well, with getting family and people interested. Like, here, just click on your computer, you can have some DigiByte. Do we know what the timeline for that implementation is yet, or you don't want to commit?
How long is a piece of string? It's like, it's mostly there. So in terms of RandomX and ProgPow to be able to mine on your CPU and your GPU, or one or the other, most of the work has been done. We've got it currently operating on testnet, but we want to sort out basically the middle layer that interfaces between pools and between miners, because we've gone so that you can use off-the-shelf existing mining software, so people don't have to have a DigiByte specific version of like XMRig or whatever other software that they're using. They can literally just point it at any other pool that mines DigiByte, and off they go. So that's kind of come with some challenges though, but we're super close. We've got it most of the way there. There's just a couple of minor last little like teething issues. Did you also want to talk, Matthew, about what we've been having a chat about with like AutoCrypt and things too?
Sure, that sounds good. One of the things a lot of people have been complaining about that we're mining AutoCrypt is it seems like there is an ASIC on AutoCrypt now. So one of the things I suggested is we make an AutoCrypt 1.1, which would essentially kill any AutoCrypt ASIC that does exist, or if it doesn't exist, we'd know for sure finally.
Because there is no proof of it, right?
It's never possible to have absolute proof, but there is some indications that there probably is an ASIC. Just how quickly they're putting on board hash power, as well as the fact that no matter what the profitability is, they never change from AutoCrypt.
But how is it possible to have an ASIC for something that changes every now and then?
All you need is a bunch of RAM to hold the cables that are changing. It's not really a very ASIC resistant algorithm. We have been thinking about ways we could make a more ASIC resistant one, but time was limited. So I just came up with a quick alteration to AutoCrypt that would allow us to make changes real quick. We have a FPGA engineer right now that is actually working on integrating it with our wallet. So I'm
without having a hard fork?
Well, we're hoping that we'll get it all in and be able to hard fork all three algorithms at once.
Oh wow!
So that will give us. We'll have a ASIC that we are not dominant in, which will be Scrypt. We'll have an ASIC that we are dominant in. We'll have hopefully an updated AutoCrypt like 1.1, or maybe we need to come up with some 6-year kind of name for it, because that sounds kind of boring. But effectively, AutoCrypt like slightly tweaked so it is a little bit more FPGA friendly. And if there are ASICs, then we will know for sure because they'll stop working. We'll have ProgPow for your graphics card and RandomX for your CPU. So it's shaping.
When can we mount with mobile?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Never.
Mobile.
Never. The problem is,
well, there's a cryptocurrency. There's a cryptocurrency called Pi. Do you know it, Matthew?
Yes,
that you can.
They're doing fake mining though, and all the ones that are doing mobile mining are fake. They're not actually mining on the device. They're mining on servers and pretending it's on the device. Anything your mobile phone can do, I can simulate on my desktop way better and do and just kill it. Like there's just no way to do efficiently mobile mining.
Matthew,
there's so much more power on other machines.
I had a guy at Quick Trip in Kansas City. I was talking to you about DigiByte for like last 2 years now, since the foundation, and I've been trying to tell him about DigiByte because he knows about cryptocurrency. And 3 days ago, he saw me and said, "Hey, have you heard about Pi?" I'm like, "Yeah, but DigiByte can do that." He goes, "I have some GPU miners. I would like to mine some DigiByte." So I'm trying to point him in the right direction, but he mentioned Pi.
Yeah, it's been a popular one on forums lately because they are saying, "Oh, you can mine it on your phone and get it." So
Well, we know that Crypto Night you could do on your cell phone, and it was definite. Like compared to especially the likes of the 3900Xs or even the 5000 series AMDs, it's got nothing on them. But it's still, if you've got a moderate phone, even the Crypto Night stuff was still fine in terms of actual overall paying for more than the power it was consuming. You wouldn't want to do it while you're not charging, sort of thing, though. Like I can see it going absolutely poorly. Someone puts it in their pocket and just. They wonder, like, an hour later, why is my phone battery flat? Well, let's stop and think about that for a minute. But, you know, we've got to, if we can put some appropriate warnings on there and basically say, or even restrictions, because we could restrict it so it'll only work when plugged in, right? I'm sure you can check
iOS
Android
pretty much would kill it if it was doing it. It wasn't plugged in. I'm not sure about Android, probably. But the other thing is,
I don't know about Raspberry Pis as well. I know that the Pi 4 on Crypto Note when I last checked was not too bad. So, you know, we'll see. It's one of those great unknowns with RandomX. We're really not going to know until it's live. So, yeah, we'll see.
People
also,
love their.
If you're spending $1,000 on a new phone, do you really want to kill it mining? I got 10 cents. It just cost me a $1,000 phone.
We'll find out pretty quickly if Samsung have any more battery issues, right? Like,
their new phones are great. Yeah, that Note 7 was a big disaster.
it was great fun. I loved it.
They learned from it though. The Note 8 was dropped from 1,000 feet and survived.
Wow. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's there's definitely a few kind of. It depends, I guess, how quickly we can get the last of these other issues and things like our T's crossed and our I's dotted, and the timeline of AutoCrypt 1.1, and we're also looking at Schnorr signatures too, and it's a lot of hands on deck at the moment, a lot of moving pieces. We'll see how we go. We still need to do a lot more testing and things first. That's for sure. Either way. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey guys, did you remember how fast we translated, or the community translated, the DigiByte website into tons of different languages?
That was right. That was just this year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was also this year. Yeah. Totally awesome. I mean, like in a matter of weeks, we got 35 languages.
It's so crazy to think that was this
all
year.
Over
like,
the
what
world.
a big, like, it's been a long year.
It's amazing, actually. So how many languages is there right now?
35 or something, I believe.
I would say 35.
Wow.
It was great to see that DigiByte is one of Turkey's 5 top.
Hey guys.
Last week.
There we
Hey,
go.
Crypto.
Yeah, in Turkey, all the time in Turkey. I don't know why.
Yeah, Turkey. They know something.
They know something.
It's because of Murat, I think.
Yeah, but also we had an AMA the other day, did we?
Yeah, in
Turkish.
Oh, okay.
With a
very
Turkish
cool.
community. Yeah, it was about 20,000 people, I think. Yeah, so that
Wow, that's
obviously
amazing.
gave a bit of
Was
Yeah,
Turkey
we had
the one?
tons of AMAs.
Was Turkey?
That's
the one?
another
Yeah,
another highlight of the year.
You guys are crazy on the AMAs. I just have to say, it's impressive. Like I tried to do one time on Twitter, and I was just like, I was like, oh my god, you're incredible.
Yeah, we're used to it now.
It is.
Now,
Now, if I can share a funny story, we had a really nice AMA with Burency, that is a Middle Eastern crypto exchange. And we first had some really nice introductory questions, and then the guy said, "Oh, let me open up the chat." And we're there, just 3-4 of us, trying to answer the questions. And I said, "Okay, open the chat now." And I swear to God, within 30 seconds, we had 1,800 questions. Within 2 minutes, the tally was at 5,000 questions.
Oh my goodness.
That's an understatement. My goodness, I was like, I can't do that.
Insane.
No, we just random picked the questions.
Yeah.
It was
That was absolutely
impossible.
insane. But it goes to show the traction and the involvement and the interaction and the banter we have with communities even random communities. It's
They were
absolutely
great
amazing.
questions as well.
Yeah.
So many of them were like
Yeah.
they're not just like a generic win moon. They were very specific about
No.
DigiByte and about the mining or the distribution and things. It was really cool.
And they knew their stuff. I mean, it wasn't that they had introductionary questions regarding crypto or blockchain. No, there were actually specific questions towards the DigiByte blockchain. So yeah, I agree with that, Josiah. I was very impressed with that. Yeah.
Now, is Turkey the one that's doing the that was looking at Stellar as a currency coin, and then that Michelle, you
That's
were
Ukraine.
about, you were
That's Ukraine.
Ukraine,
Yeah.
not Turkey.
But that
Okay.
turned out to be a hoax. I mean, what I read afterwards was that they decided it was not fit for purpose for them. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
It's amazing how they can, have an article written about one thing and all of a sudden everyone's like, and then you read a little bit deeper and you're like, oh, it's not that, like. That's the nice thing about being on a team of people, because one of us will find something and we're like, oh my gosh, and then another one will come and be like, never mind, I found this.
Yeah.
There was that coin back in the day as well. I think it might have been like for Sweden or something that they were airdropping to their all of their population or something. It was supposed to be, and they ended up rebasing off of DigiByte as well in the last like 18 months or something too. Might have even been more recent than that.
What? Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know which one that is.
Let me see if I can find details about that. Just kind of speaking about the whole like coming from your government and stuff. I'm sure we've got information about that somewhere.
I mean, that'll be really interesting to see over the next year how this stablecoin environment transpires, to see what countries use what coin and try to become somehow.
Michelle, as far as the OCC announcement, how do you read that as far as, for us?
I mean, it's not really clear whether it's geared towards stablecoin projects like Stellar or USDC, or, at the beginning it says they're open to any public permissionless blockchain. So given that, I think DigiByte is definitely in that category. That being said, Brian Brooks, I don't know how much longer he's going to be around with the transition of the new administration incoming. So I don't know how many days that guidance is going to be effective if the new administration will come in and say, no, we're not doing that. So for right now, it's nice to see that they're acknowledging public blockchains like DigiByte as a possible infrastructure for bank transactions. But the specifics of how that will transpire is left to be seen, So we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely are in a transition phase, so it's hard to know.
I mean, I know
they
the
opened the
Federal
door.
Reserve is now looking at supposedly 30 projects for purposes of using crypto in their infrastructure as well. So whether we're part of that, I don't know.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if Jared has talked to them in the past, but anyway, they'd be remiss to not consider us because we're awesome. I'm not biased, but I think that we would qualify in some regards, depending on whether the assets platform is good to go, In
the words of Timo, DigiByte, it's simply the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the clips for our epic videos. I don't think I actually included that in the video because it would have been too long, but it was funny.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Those epic videos are so great. I love how it's bringing the community together.
I'm telling you, every time I see one of those videos, I cry. I've been just like, oh my God, this is our community, But you guys do such an amazing job with those videos. I mean, it's and you just ignite people so quickly. It's like, let's do this, round everybody up. It's very cool to watch.
Is this TikTok videos or other videos? Is it TikTok?
No, just everyone in the DigiByte community, just collecting clips from them. Then we put them together and put it on Twitter and on YouTube and other platforms. everyone has their own creativity and their own passion for DigiByte. So I love seeing everyone's passion come out for it too. So how many of you guys were there in 2014 when DigiByte was founded?
I think
Like,
it was
like,
just
like a month and a half after. Yeah.
And then who's the second longest, do you think? Like maybe 2015, 2016?
Did anybody find
most of us are
2015? Or did we all find
2017.
2017 other than that?
Crypto, you have to tell us how old
2016.
you were in 2014.
Wait, who
I
was
joined
the
in,
second longest?
2016 I joined.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was
like,
a-
that's a long time.
Yeah, it was a nice story because when I found out about Bitcoin, I really wanted to know, to get involved in the community and get close to the project. It was like a valve, a closed door, impossible. So yeah, with DigiByte, it was really like a breath of fresh air. It's so open and communicative, and you can really do your part, and it's still the case. So that's great about DigiByte.
Your story is very similar to mine, isn't it? Like, in that you found Bitcoin, you're like, this makes a lot of sense. Except I found Litecoin in between for all of about 4 to 6 weeks, and then I found DigiByte, and I was like, this makes even more sense.
Yes. The first time you do a transaction in DigiByte, you're blown away.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I have 2 transactions on Bitcoin that are still pending from the beginning of the year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you always know you're so low.
Of course,
sats.
I'm cheap and did it at 0.25 sat per byte, so they might be there for a month.
Good luck getting that filled anytime in a hurry. Do you have to rebroadcast those?
No, but usually they go through in about 6 to 8 hours. But lately, it's been taking a lot longer. I guess with the run up to the price. But
Is that like where the transaction could fail and you could lose your transaction fee?
no, the transaction can't fail, but it can take a long time. I'm sending to myself, so it's not a big deal how long it takes. But it's just funny to see how long they take sometimes.
It can be dropped off the mempool, and then it will just flow back into your wallet.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully in 2021 we can get out there and do some in-person exposure to people trying to adopt DigiByte. Like Laura and you and I talked about going up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
I know, right before the pandemic, we were so excited. We're like, we're gonna go. No.
And because they're like the '1 town in the United States for crypto.
Most crypto-friendly town. They've got a very interesting town council. They're really into crypto.
So hopefully,
we
can do that trip. That would be great.
Oh, I would love it. And I would make Rebecca come with me because, she's pretty dynamic too. I miss the real life stuff big time.
Oh, guys, I have to hop off now, so I could only pop in for a little bit. But anyway, happy birthday, DigiByte. 7 years. Here's to another 7 solid years. This is going to be great. Thanks, everyone, for being in this community, and I love you all. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Crypty.
Bye. I wish more cities were more crypto friendly.
It'll come. I mean, they're not going to do it until they need it, and so when we're talking about running a parallel system to fiat, it's just going to be a while. Not to mention like what we're fighting, as far as, it's still not super user friendly. It's still pretty hinky and dangerous at times, and it's hard to sell, mainstream on that until it gets a little bit better. But I think honestly, compared to what it was 3 years ago, I think it's exponentially better in some ways. So I'm hopeful that, we just keep putting one foot in front of the other and, making our strides where we can.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big year for adoption. I mean, PayPal is huge. I have a feeling Venmo's next. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what develops. And that's happened in 2021 on the
Yeah,
main.
Interesting is what's happening on the institutional side, right? You see a lot of clearing firms now, banks who actually said that crypto is not an investable asset class are now jumping into it. Huge funds, having asset allocation towards crypto and Bitcoin. It's huge. That is a huge game changer, in my opinion, that I haven't seen in the past. I've seen a few firms, like Coinbase, but when you see the institutions jumping in with, investment manager money, that's, that they're investing in technology and the future. That's going to be definitely a big thing for this year and next year for sure.
Isn't NASDAQ coming out with some funds this year too, John? I thought I saw something.
I don't know about NASDAQ, but there's a lot of new indexes that are coming in.
Yeah, indexes,
ETFs and indexes that are coming in. And I think a lot of institutions and banks are looking to buy up exchanges and different trading platforms now. They're eyeing a lot of different players out there just because they want to position themselves, not only by accumulating crypto and buying Bitcoin, but they're starting to look at, businesses where they can bridge that gap between the institutional space and the retail space. And, it's exciting to see, especially when you see like JP Morgans and Merrills,
big names.
Buying big pieces of, crypto assets. Very interesting to see. I'm excited for this year for sure.
So there's a big X behind Matthew. It's like,
X Games.
Well, we've been working on an exchange of our own. We've gearing towards the Digi assets, but really quickly learned that the Digi asset platform is not at all ready for that kind of system. So we've actually been working on the current Digi asset server. It's version 2 of the code, where we've actually been rewriting it completely and syncing up a new server, which is version 3, which implements some of the features that are actually written in the write-up, but were never actually implemented, like the ability to send to 1,023 people at once. Our code's also a lot more stable, and a big difference to our code is we're set it up as a streaming server like Netflix, so that not only could a few people use it, but literally we could handle the entire Earth's population trying to get access to our server. So
that's awesome.
Matt, I was reading about your site that says smart contracts. Can you kind of elaborate on what that is?
Sure.
So
yeah, we set up a smart contract server where merchants on our site can actually sell Digi assets, and instead of having anyone manually doing anything or that, they set a price in any of several fiat currencies or several cryptocurrencies, and on the site it'll show you, okay, send X number of DigiByte to this address. You send it, immediately get your assets back. And it's also set up in such a way, the contracts are set up so that they cannot be cheated. If you were to, example, 51% attack the network, send your cryptocurrency and then roll back everything, your assets would get rolled back also, because it's all part of one interaction.
It's very cool, and that was something I had the privilege of trying out earlier with the DGB comics as well. And it worked great.
Yes. So it works great, other than the asset server occasionally just doesn't process transactions, which is one of the reasons we didn't launch, and we're actually replacing that server. So far I found about 20 transactions that just didn't bother processing. So these look like burns on the chain as a result of it not processing them. So it's taking some time to replace the server, but it's very much needed.
So what, I'll hold this up, you can basically see there's me sending the DigiByte at the bottom there and getting some of them, oh, go away Facebook, getting everything back like straight away, all of them, they all came into the app effectively immediately. It was fantastic, it was super cool. So really looking forward to seeing more of that.
Can I ask you guys, is anybody familiar with Flare? Is anybody familiar with that one? Because they just announced that they were going to be able to do smart contracts and that, you know, they were going to incorporate Litecoin. I hadn't researched it yet. I don't know if anybody else was familiar with it.
I think that's an XRP thing.
It's a what?
I think it's a Ripple XRP platform.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. But like, how could they do? Because they were like, now you can do smart contracts with Litecoin, and I'm like, huh? But I haven't really gone back to it yet.
That's gonna work great for them, given all their delistings and the fact that they're centrally controlled and 100% pre-mined or whatever it is.
Yeah. What I can't believe most people don't notice that with XRP is there's 20 XRP hold on every account. So as soon as you put XRP in a wallet, it cannot be removed the last 20 XRP, and people don't know this.
It sucks. They're like, this is to prevent spam. I'm like, yeah, but when you buy, so that it happened to my cousin. He bought, I think he bought 44 XRP or something when they were like $3 or $4 US each, and so he withdrew it to his own wallet. Then went to send it back to an exchange, different address, and so he lost 40 out of his 44. He lost like 90% of them at like $4 or $5 a pop. The poor dude was spewing. He's like, crypto sucks. Why would you ever use crypto? I'm like, no. It's just that one that does that.
Yeah.
It's rough.
You know, I noticed. Go ahead, Roker.
Yeah. So I was just looking again through our milestones from last year and looking at for specific items that we can really be proud of. And I think the REN integration and the Rosetta, both huge milestones, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Yoshi for hopping on that Rosetta. Like I was like watching the news and all of a sudden I was like, Yoshi's getting it done right now. We're like, what? I mean, he just really, he's an amazing developer. We're so lucky to have him. And then Noah was the one who connected us with Ren, and that's, you know, we're just lucky. We're lucky to have the developers that we have that love this project the way they love it. You know, we're just lucky.
Yoshi's a great guy and amazing how much work he does for nothing.
And
yeah.
so
Now,
fast.
how long has Yoshi been with the project? Speaking of longevity, like because he was here, you know, way before 2018. So yeah, a long time.
Or was it? Maybe it was the end of 2017 because he was the one who was helping fix the SPV core for Android and iOS.
He had just. I think he had just done I thought it was Yoshi that did the iOS wallet. When I interviewed, do you remember when you piped in my meetup in Wilmington, Josiah?
Yeah.
That's when I know. That was like 2 weeks after I entered the community.
Wow.
And I think they had just finished the wallet then. So I think Yoshi was there, and that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's been around a long time.
A long time. Because we put out a call, because the problem is, so we were using Bread Wallet. I mean, we still have Bread Wallet. And because it was Bitcoin based, there was a problem with the number of blocks and some other things that it got slower and slower and slower progressively until it just stopped and it would stall completely and just wouldn't go any further. And you had to force close the app and you had to fire it back up again, and then it would start up again and get slower and slower and slower and slower. And then after 100,000 blocks, it would stall again. So that was one of the earlier things that he ended up fixing for us, which was pretty cool. So we put out the call. I think you're right. It must have been late, like November or something, 2017. And he and Noah both replied to that. And yeah, the rest
both
is
great programmers.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I love Noah's podcast. I love his macro economic discussions. Like, I have a huge nerd crush on Noah. Don't tell his wife. But I love the way he describes. I love the way he describes cycles. You know, because most times, like with TA stuff, I'm like, you know, I don't really listen to it. It's not my jam. But he has a way of talking about it, and we learn so much more than just number go up, number go down, you know, and I just find it fascinating. You know, I think he does, and he's got such a great attitude with it. He's really funny to watch.
I installed
Really
Portfolio.
helpful
It was
last summer.
hilarious. Sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
He really helped me when I submitted that letter to the state of California for DigiByte to just explain some basic stuff about tech stuff I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's been on a couple of calls as well with us, with other larger corporates that have wanted someone of his caliber, so that's been pretty cool as well.
Great asset.
He'll also added GID to Koinomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Wait, was that
awesome.
him?
That was Noah, yep.
Oh, nice. Oh, because it's Java.
Yeah.
JavaScript.
No, not JavaScript, Java. They're not the same thing.
Did you laugh
like I would know.
because you said script? Is that why you laughed?
I
Is
just
that why
want to
you
put
giggled?
script in there.
He goes like this. He goes JavaScript. Like,
But speaking of with Laura, you mentioned like number go up, number go down. It was really funny because I reinstalled Blockfolio because I wiped my phone a few times during all our lockdowns and shit. I finally got around to reinstalling it, and it's got like this alert function which tells you when price movement's been over a certain percent. And the default was like 3% in 24 hours or something. So I'm literally getting notifications, and I'm like, go away. So I changed it. I was like, maybe 10% in 24 hours will be safe. No, for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, every single day, it's 10% up and down. And I'm just like, maybe I'll just turn it off because that's no longer abnormal. Number go up and down all the time. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's volatile. Yeah.
Ride the waves. Well, you know what is so funny is because now you can start, you know, after you've been through a couple of cycles, you can mentally prepare for the next wave. It's like, okay, so it's gone up, and now when it goes down, you're kind of like mentally prepared for what you're about to see hit crypto Twitter if it goes down. You know what I mean? Like it's just like. It's kind of nice to know those cycles though and kind of mentally prepare for that next, you know, because I remember the first time it crashed on me and I was like, what have I done? You know?
I do feel sorry for the newbies coming in and seeing that, right? Like the first time they see
like,
red and
everybody
it's
just
-10.
take a breath. The only constant is change. Here's a magic 8
Oh, well, now
ball. Good luck.
Now we're talking about prize and TA. Rutger, I think there's something special today on our birthday, right? You told this morning.
Well, it's not quite there yet, but we're really bumping up to long-term downtrend resistance. So just a little push for us, and then I think we're finally at the end of this downtrend from 2018. You know, so yeah, but that's more for the real TA people. I'm more into adoption.
It's coming. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
What does the 8 ball say, Laura? What does the 8 ball say?
Hold on.
8 ball thing.
What's the actual? What's the
That's
actual
the 8 ball.
question? What's the question? I don't want to mess it up.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. What does it say?
I don't know. Ask the question. What's the question?
Heck
How
no,
does
not me.
How does the ball work?
You ask a question and then I'll tell you an answer.
It has to be yes or no.
It can be like yes, no, maybe, for sure, definitely not, you know, those kind of answers.
Will DigiByte still be around tomorrow? Yeah.
Great question.
It better
We'll
be.
see if the ball works. If it's no, then you have to throw it away.
Okay, so are we asking a price? We can ask a price question to 8 ball.
I don't want to ask a price.
I wanted to know if it was real.
Yeah.
No speculation, please.
Yeah, Rudy. Yeah.
We're looking for 8 cents.
Okay, so what am I?
Will
what
U.S.
am I
dollar
asking?
go down to? Will U.S. dollar go down in half?
Yeah.
Will the U.S. dollar go down by half?
No, the
Hold
U.S.
on.
dollar fail.
will the U.S. dollar fail? Hold on. It's kind of hard to read it.
Can someone read this?
Concentrate and ask again. I hate this.
Let's concentrate.
This is stressing me out.
Oh.
I thought they were supposed
Matthew,
to be
you didn't
fun.
think about this
What a
one.
waste
Matthew,
of money.
think again. Think again.
Okay. All right. Ask a question.
Will DigiByte shine in 2021?
Okay.
Shine. I like shine.
Shine. Hold on. This ball's a little hard to read. Okay.
You have to be
Outlook
very
good.
specific.
Outlook good. Okay, guys, we
Outlook
can retire.
Woo! Shine right here.
So it's decided now.
Year's over.
Yeah.
Crisis
Outlook
averted,
good.
everybody. We're cool.
It's the year of the bull all of a sudden. Year of the bull.
Hey, excuse me while I go buy some more DigiByte. Excuse me.
It was also
buying right now
the
as we
year
speak.
of the Binance listing, the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought that would happen?
So awesome. Out of the
They-
blue, without
they wanna
any
be first.
announcements, boom, it was there.
Yeah, they did inform us up front, of course. I remember I was doing some home stuff, and Nigel just called me. Rudy, did you look at Twitter? I said, "No, what? Oh, I listed on Binance." No, you gotta be kidding. I didn't believe it. So I was watching. Oh my gosh, you're right. It was really a surprise. We didn't saw that one coming. That's for sure. Let's hope Coinbase has a similar
Exchange.com.
surprise. Sorry?
It was from Binance blog exchange.com.
Oh yeah.
You guys know what's sad about that though? Here's the sad thing. Coinbase had a bigger pump of potential listing. If you look back, Coinbase, we had a bigger pump on it on the news. But I'm glad we got listed. I'm buying.
Well, I think
That was very surprising out of the blue, though. It was definitely very surprising.
well, we saw in April we saw the price rising from below 1 cent, and I think that is because Binance needs liquidity, of course, and the only way to get it is from the open market. So I think that was one of the reasons we saw the price moving up. I think it's the same for Coinbase. If they ever going to list DigiByte, they need some liquidity. So where do they get the DigiByte from? There's only one way to get it, and it's from the open market. There is no OTC platform, as far as I know, for DigiByte. So
Even if there is, there's no one selling it OTC.
No.
We're holding
It's
line.
so nice.
You
That's
guys
a good
ever
sign,
look
in my
at
opinion.
DigiByte trend chart on Google Trends? Like searching
Yeah.
by country? There's
It's
always
going up.
It's always Netherlands is first, but there's always this little tiny island off the coast of Africa with like 2,000 people, St. Helena, ranked highly, and it's very mysterious to me. Like, why does this country?
Wow.
What? I didn't know that.
Is that what
Yeah,
James
there's
is?
always this country, St. Helena. It's an island off the coast of Africa, and it's a British territory. I'm hoping the Queen has her bunker down there, and she's deciding to adopt DigiByte as their national currency.
Well, let's just check.
Does the Queen have her bunker in St. Helena?
Is she buying up all the DigiByte? Maybe.
It's got to be a DigiByte awareness team down there.
What does the 8-ball say?
It's a maybe. Hold on, I got to redo it. That was not a good
I'm
answer.
telling you,
I wasn't
it's
happy
on
with
there
it.
The other day is like in the top 5. It's so bizarre.
But it's great to
Let's
see the
concentrate.
Google trends going up again for DigiByte.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
This thing is so stupid. It tells me to keep concentrating. I'm gonna throw it out the friggin' window.
Hey, Rudy, in the
Okay.
last 2 weeks, how many 40 million plus trading volume days did we have? We must have had at least 4, right, in the last 2 weeks?
yeah, I didn't monitor it that closely, but yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of volume in DigiByte.
a lot of volume. Yeah.
Last 2 weeks. Good to see that volume, for sure.
It said don't count on it. Sorry, Michelle. She might not be down there.
I'm gonna go down and investigate after COVID's over.
Who's buying up the DigiByte?
So has anybody from the DigiByte Foundation met Sydney and Fergan? Or have you
Yes.
guys talked over Zoom chat? Oh, Hans.
Well, I met him in Malta twice, but we hadn't met physically prior to him getting on board the foundation. We had a Zoom call with Rutger, Rudy, and I with Sydney.
So I text him. Well, actually, I Twittered him, and he's down for an interview, but he wants to settle in. You know, he's got me on his books, but so I was just saying. So what do you guys think of him? I used to read his, or actually, no, I used to read all his articles about DigiByte, and that's how I kind of got started doing videos on my channel.
That's nice.
The crypto expert, Sydney and Fergan is what his name is, right? The crypto expert.
Sydney and Fergan, yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to be doing an interview quite soon.
Yes, he said he wants to settle in first. So he's settling in.
What does that mean?
He's settling in, yeah.
Digging a hole?
Changing the curtains, yeah.
Yeah. He was actually kind of shocked that he got in with you guys, that he got in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a very low bar, so no.
Very low bar.
We're permissionless and open access, of course. No, but no, seriously, we had a great chat and conversation with Sydney, and obviously he can add value to the DigiByte Foundation and the further growth and the professionalization of our marketing efforts for DigiByte and in the community as a whole. So yeah, we're quite excited to have him.
Now, who were the other guys, or was there any gals involved that potentially could have been voted in, or how was that going about? Because I'm not a DigiBee.
Oh, shock, gasp!
What?
Okay, I'll be a DigiBee
Why not?
soon.
Why not?
Just give me the donate address. Let me buy my way
Just
out.
Go to digibytefoundation.io, donate, and sign up for being a DigiBee.
Okay.
Easy as that.
All right. Yeah. So, are you allowed to tell us who else was in the runner-up with Sydney, or is it how that transpired?
No, we only actually had one application, and Sydney approached us a while ago, and we identified a few spots within the foundation we feel we could use assistance with. That's marketing, that's communication, that's community development, that's commercialization, that's outreach efforts, and so forth and so on. And the first half year of the foundation, we more or less tried to focus on getting the foundation going, getting the logistics sorted, talking with the community, getting sort of a voting regime set up and sorted out, and actually get some actual DigiBees in. And only now we're sort of changing towards adding people to an advisory board. So we will this year start a drive in which we actually ask people to apply for vacancies in the advisory board.
Nice.
And once we have actually identified people, we have an interview with them, and if the three of us think, okay, this is a great asset or an addition to the foundation, we introduce that person to the community and ask for a vote whether he or she should be, or they should be included as an advisory board member.
So how come you've never interviewed me?
I heard two questions. How many do we need?
My bad, Josiah. Go ahead. I didn't know.
Hold on, I'll ask the 8-ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
it says your mouth. That's a weird answer.
Josiah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, go ahead.
One of the things I was going to say though.
I had to do it.
Yeah. I've just seen Lenny showing off the beautiful sunrise there. What time is it for you, man? Hang on, you gotta unmute yourself.
You're muted.
About 5:30 morning.
5:30. Oh
yeah.
Was that the moon or a star? That was a really by the tree. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's I didn't have even coffee yet, so yeah,
Oh,
it's a little complicated.
It's alright, it's 11 a.m. here in New Zealand as well, and I haven't had a coffee, so I hope your day turns out a little bit better than mine. One of the things I did want to do, though, is we've had a couple of pieces of merchandise offered to be sponsored to give away. So I've put a link, a voucher code down in there for Crypto Bantam. So the first person who wants to redeem that code that I've just put in the chat, you'll get yourself a free t-shirt, which is cool. We've also got some coins, another t-shirt, hoodie to give away. We've got Fate Knox have also given us a t-shirt too. So you can check them out, fatenox.com. And maybe we should figure out a way that we can give that away. And I should also mention Crypty Shop for Crypty Girl, who was on before. CryptyShop.com, so you can go and check that out too.
I love her new. Did you see her new design for the 7-year shirt? I gotta get one of those.
It's on its
Did
way.
you? I've got to order mine. It's so cute. Oh, I love it. Love it.
So chuck something in the comments below, and we'll get the people here in the live stream to go and review and pick out a couple of comments. What was your favorite thing that happened during 2020? I'm seeing here the likes of Pranav mentioning that you started your first DigiByte full node running, which is pretty cool. Hope to have another one soon. Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, leave a comment down below with your details and how we can reach you either through Telegram or through Twitter, and we'll private message you later on as well. Now that we've got that out of the way.
So I figured out how to run a virtual box.
Crazy, though, especially with everything that we've got in the pipeline, even just in the core wallet, let alone all of the other stuff with, I mean, Matthew's sitting there obviously with the big X behind him and the foundation work and
yeah, there's a lot in the pipeline, and so it's going to be an exciting year, that's for sure. It looks a little bit quiet lately, but in regards to announcements, but I can tell you there is enough in the works, so
I think as well having the monthly review and stuff, that's been really cool to see.
That's very cool. Very cool. I love that. That's a lot of work too. I know there's John, I'm gonna go ahead and say John really helped kind of get that, geared up and looking professional and helping get everybody motivated to participate in that. That's a really, I think those are better than, because we did newsletters for a little while with the awareness team, and I even got suckered into writing one a couple of times, and I'm no writer, so I just think that the quality of those monthly newsletters are fantastic. It's such a great resource because
That's mostly Amar though. He's
is it mostly Amar? Yeah,
there's and Amar's doing an awesome job.
He's doing well. I mean, if you want to have somebody
Nigel's helping him with all the different things that are happening as well.
Yeah, and Amar's been with the project since really the beginning. So there's no better person.
He would have been here. I've tried to get him on. I mean, he'll never show his face, but whatever. He's I tried to get him to join through telephone, but he's probably watching in the chat here.
Hi, Amar. Sneaking around.
We have to give a shout out to Nigel too, because he's joining the Navy for 9 weeks.
Yes,
so
I heard.
Yeah. Good luck, Nigel.
Yeah, he's got all this rooting for him.
Guys, sorry,
9 weeks. That's a long time.
I need to leave, guys. I'm sorry. So I will disconnect now if you don't mind.
It's getting pretty late here for you, from what I can see there.
Well, happy Genesis Day, Rudy.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Laura. And yeah, let's do this some other time as well. It's great fun, and it was great having me on.
Thanks for everything last year. Yeah, thanks for everything last year, Rudy, and let's do it again next year.
Yeah, let's do it even better and
This year.
more.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you all. Enjoy. Have fun.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rudy.
Bye, Rudy.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Josiah, you were talking about a virtual meetup, right?
Who?
What's the best we can do virtual?
Yeah, like some kind of with developers or something like that.
A virtual
Like
summit.
VR virtual, like with the headsets and stuff, or are we talking about?
I don't know. I remember you were talking about something about doing
Remember you tweeted it out, Josiah. You were like, "Who wants to do a virtual DigiByte
Oh yeah,
summit?"
no, I did. Shit.
Dang, dude.
No, because that was right. I talked with
Joe needs his coffee.
Jared about doing some stuff.
Now you need the
Talked
coffee
with
for
Noah
sure. Yeah.
about giving some talks. Yoshi might even do something as well. Did I hit you up, Matthew, as well?
Matthew's
No, I
got to
didn't
do a
see it,
talk.
but I've been so busy. I miss a lot of things lately.
There was a few, like I think I already had like 6 or 7 people all lined up that were like, yeah, sure, we'll do a bit of a presentation, we'll talk about stuff. And so I mean it's definitely doable. I remember Jared put out and he's like, yeah, we should definitely like charge a bunch of money, but the problem is that then if we're charging a bunch of money, we're gonna have less people attending, and we're basically we're gonna like lock people out effectively.
Why couldn't we do it as just like a donation thing? Like,
It's optional.
It's like one of those yoga classes where I give $2 and, no, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like you can just go in and pay what you want, so if someone feels like they got a lot out of it, they'll give more. And if they feel like they didn't, then they don't. I kind of like that.
That's the thing that we noticed, like in certain countries and things. Obviously, like if the requirement is, let's say, 100 DigiByte, in some countries 100 DigiByte is going to matter a lot more than in other places around the world where you go, sure, 100 DigiByte, that's what, like $3 or something. Maybe I miss coffee for the day. Whereas in other places you go $3. Like I don't have $3. I can't make ends meet if I'm spending $3 to go along to something like that. So I like that idea of like
make it free
a gold coin donation sort of thing, like chip in something.
Yeah.
How about we set up a donates smart contract so everyone that donates gets a special asset?
Yeah, man. Now we're talking. That's a great idea. Yeah.
It's a DigiByte boy calendar, isn't it? Like we could do like if you. We can't do a DigiByte girl calendar because we don't have 12, so it's got to have to be the boy calendar. No, I'm just kidding.
You and Michelle on the calendar. How about that?
Me and Michelle, January, February. No, actually, I have to say, I am really, as a woman in this space, and I tweeted about this the other day. I'm really, I like the amount of women that are getting drawn into this community. It feels like it's growing every day. I see a new female face in the crowd, and I think that is very exciting because I've watched other projects, and there's really, it's a male dominated industry. It's just the way it is. Technology just tends itself that way, but there's the environment for women here in this project is very welcoming. And I've looked at other projects where, it's a little bit of a cage match, it's a little bit of Fight Club, and it's a lot of women don't want to be a part of that. So this,
Which is funny given you and Michelle and how you originally ended up butting heads with Jared over some things.
What are you talking about? I'm so demure. I know everyone's gonna laugh at that.
It was great. It was funny. I mean, it was a pretty shitty kind of situation, but we made the best out of it.
It's a growing process. It's a growing process when you enter a community, and because we're all. I mean, think about like what we've been able to accomplish. Just look at this, Brady Bunch screen that we're looking at here. Strangers from all over the world with completely different backgrounds and religion, politics, whatever you've got, and having to like kind of cohesively volunteer to work together to make, to help solutions. It means you've got to get over a whole lot of stuff in order to do that, and to be doing 99% of that communication online. I think we've done pretty good. So it's you know, I feel like any little battles I've been in, I've contributed my share to the wrong side of them as well. So we're all growing, we're all learning, we're all sharing. Namaste, Josiah. No, I'm just kidding.
I like Christy Lee's username. Oh God, a girl.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
Oh, no,
good,
it's-
isn't it? I love it.
It's pretty accurate. I actually had my I didn't tell people I was a girl publicly on Twitter for like the first 6-7 months I was in the DigiByte community. I had like my chicken was my picture, and it's LT. So everybody assumed I was a man, you know, by probability. I get it. So when I changed my icon to be a picture of a girl, I got so many messages. They're like, "You're a girl?" I'm like, yo. Imagine that. So I think we have a lot more women in this community than we know, but they are still staying anonymous. And so I think, you know, they'll eventually do what I did and be like, you know, I can sell, you know, it's a safe enough community.
The viewer stats for this is actually really interesting. It's a little over 35%. It's around about 40%. So it's quite surprising. It's a lot higher than I would have thought. I don't really have anything else to add to that, but you know.
We're doing I mean, we're doing something right. We're doing something right.
It's cool though. It's great to see. It really is, and it brings a lot more. It's interesting seeing the. I mean, I don't want to say just the perspective of women just for the sake of it, but we certainly do get different perspectives and we get different insights, and we're able to address certain things in different ways as a result of it, and better ourselves, which is so cool. It really is. It sounds cheesy as hell, but you know, it's
totally true. Like, I just kind of look at it as we all have an instrument in the orchestra, and like I don't have the technical knowledge that you guys have, but you know, I'm better with communication because I used to be a teacher, and so we all kind of just help each other along to get a little bit better every time. You guys teach me, I teach you. Like, we just kind of all, you know, do our little bit, and that's not always easy. But I think that we've done a really pretty amazing job considering everything. I think we've done an amazing job growing this community. I really
Absolutely,
do.
and also it's so nice. It's totally globally, yeah, and that's amazing. You know, all the different cultures. Blows my mind. You know,
It's the model that we're gonna need. It's the model we need.
Yes, and the great thing is you can have all kinds of opinions or different visions on, you know, life and stuff, but the numbers of DigiByte don't lie. I mean, that's what binds us all together. That's really, that's awesome, Hans. Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Because this year, either with AMAs or with interviews, we spoke with with Africa. We had 2 AMAs in Africa, in the Middle East, in Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East. It's so easy to connect cross culture, and the beautiful thing of crypto and blockchain, it's borderless, and there seems to be some sort of mentality of being borderless as well, which is so great, which you actually so much notice if you talk to people, and I just find that enormously stimulating and heartwarming. Yeah, I totally agree with that, Rutger.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to jump off here in just a minute, but I want to chime in with just some thoughts here. You know, I'm super excited about where the community is going and all the work that is going in for this upcoming year. And you know, there's no doubt in my mind that this project is just going to continue to soar for a number of reasons. You know, a lot of the things that you guys have, you know, we've already covered today in this conversation. But you know, there's so much that makes this project unique. And for me, the way you know, what stands out to me the most is Digi Assets, and that this is the gateway into mass adoption because of what it can do. And what it can do is that it can evoke an emotional response from a user. Okay, we can talk about, you know, mining algorithms and hash rates and all this stuff. And, you know, for the majority of people out there, it's just noise. They don't care. They're like, okay, well, that's just beyond my ability to understand what that even means. But if you can show them something that can bring out an emotional response for example, you've got a spouse who's just like, yeah, I don't understand this. I don't know what you're talking about. But if you can show them like, oh, well, look, I made this digital asset based on our wedding, if, as an anniversary present, and it's got, a video to the first kiss, and it's got links to the full wedding, and it's got links to, the entire wedding album. Well, within 5 minutes, okay, that person's going to download a wallet, so you can send that to them and it will last forever. I mean, how many times have you gone to look for like old photographs and are in a shoebox and they're just, they've disintegrated. But now if you've got a digital asset that will last forever, that's something that's really special. That's something that's really going to, make a mark, really imprint them on the brain. Okay, it's more than just, numbers and on a screen in an app, because, I mean, let's face it, your bank account can do the same thing. But when you can create something that speaks to them at an emotional level, well, now you've got a hook. Now you got something that can just bring them in and really pique their interest and say, okay, well, let me learn more about this. And so that's why I'm so excited about where DigiByte is headed and the possibilities that are out there. And as these platforms continue to grow, as more people come in and they realize that, there's so many advantages to this platform above others, because, might say, oh, well, Ethereum's already doing, the Digi assets. Like, well, yeah, but how much does it cost to send a token on Ethereum? In fact, just the other day I was watching a tutorial, a guy on YouTube for how to make assets on Rarible. And he got to the point of actually minting the asset. And he was like, yeah, okay, so I'm not going to go do this final step just because the gas fees are so high. I mean, it is just like, well, and of course, you don't have that problem with DigiByte because the transaction fees are so low. And there's so many of these elements that combined that make this project so special. And I feel privileged just to be a part of it and to be able to work with such great people in the community and be able to reach out and have people come in and offer help. And it's just, it's a great place to be. And I'm just so excited to where this project and where this community is headed in 2021.
Oh my gosh,
Awesome.
We gotta end it on that. That was like perfectly said. So like, I'm gonna cry. Oh my God, talk about an emotional response. It was so good, Mike.
Well, no, well,
So good.
that's
It's
the thing.
totally
It's,
true. You're 100% right.
well, that's the thing. It's because cryptocurrency, it's that thing. Of course, it's not like an ounce of gold or silver, a silver coin where you can hold it, you can see it and flip it over. Cryptocurrency is just this ethereal thing that, well, I don't understand this because it's just, what do you mean it's a block? Like, where can I see it? And, you pull up on a block explorer and it's just, a bunch of text and numbers and stuff. But again, if you can open up an app that has, images and video and things that can just speak to them that they can see and experience, it's all about the experience. And if people have a good experience at that visceral level, and then that's what people, it creates memories, and that's what carries them with them everywhere they go. You always have your memory of what you've done, of what you've been through. It's just like, why do people pay $1,000 to go to Disneyland when Disneyland was open? It's because of the experience of going, riding a roller coaster. It's like, well, that was thrilling. And so when you can create these things on a blockchain that will last forever, well, that's something that people will really just, gravitate to and want to be a part of. It's not, you don't have to sell it to them. They want to buy in. They're like, I have to be involved with this, because it speaks to their heart. And that's what marketing is all about. It's just like, you just want to get people to buy in. They're not like, okay, well, you convinced me because you're just, like a salesman. You did a sales pitch and you're like, okay, you sold me. It's like, no, you just show it to them and they're like, oh my God, I love this. I don't even fully understand it, but I must be a part of this. I have to participate in this because it just speaks to me at that level. And the platform like DigiAssets can do that and can do it in a way that's so much better than any of these other platforms that can do it. Because I've been doing a lot of research on these other platforms too. And yeah, they can't do what DigiAssets can do. And I don't even really want to even spell it out literally, because, it's like you're giving away your state secrets or whatever. I don't want to say, oh, well, yeah, we can do that too if we just write a few lines of code. But it creates an entire digital package that contains so many elements that can just create, like I said, that experience for the user. And this is what really excites me about DigiByte going forward.
Can't wait to see Matt's DigiAsset X launch, and I can't wait to see what you do with DigiAssets. Man, I wish I could just subscribe to you and just receive all your assets, though.
Well, again, that's I'm so excited because I know that is coming. That as these platforms continue to get built out, and more features are added to the sites, such as Josiah's site as well. I know that that's the one I've been using to create my assets, and looking into other ways to make the assets better and more durable, if you will. For example, I mentioned now I'm a huge fan of video content, and right now Imgur is kind of what I've been using, which is great. It's free. It's pretty easy to use. Of course, it's an extremely centralized hosting service, and as we've seen, hosting services can be very censor. They can just shut you out, and then close you out. And then, what does that mean for your asset? Obviously, it's going to, the integrity of that asset, it's at risk because the video you've linked to has now been shut down by this, because it's a centralized service. So, I've been doing a lot of research on, decentralized hosting services. I know, Ravencoin uses IPFS, so that's something I've been looking into. And also there's, I think some Ethereum platforms use Infura. So there's these other ways that we can, create an environment where you can, create a video, upload it, and feel confident that it will always live. It's not just dependent on Imgur always being around, or Imgur being happy with what you're doing, or Imgur not changing their terms of service just out of the blue. Because of course, once you make the asset, you can't go back and make any changes to it, which is one of the things that make it what it is. But of course, it's a double-edged sword in that regard. So yeah, I'm really excited about all the developments going forward, with DigiAsset X and with Create DigiAssets and other platforms that are coming about, and really excited to see the evolution of the apps themselves. The apps that Noah and Yoshi created are amazing, and they're kind of like your base model that okay, it's free and it's open source, and I'm excited to see who's going to go on GitHub and download that code and say, okay, I'm going to create my own custom branded DigiAsset, and I'm going to add some other bells and whistles to it. And maybe even add some page features so you can monetize this app. So you can earn your weekly paycheck, if you will, from what you've created that can help elevate this experience for all the users. So I'm really excited about where things are headed. It's a great time to be involved, and for anyone that's watching this, and if you're new to the community, just like everyone said, it's a permissionless blockchain. You don't have to ask me or Josiah or LT or anyone. You can just start using it and do your thing. Just go nuts. And it's a fantastic time to be involved and to get involved and to build your app, build your brand, build your community, whatever you want to do. So we welcome everyone with open arms, because that's who we are and that's what we do.
And I think you made such a really good point too. It's like anybody who's a developer who wants to come in, who wants to work, use the code, add to the code, whatever they want to do, they can come in and do that. And one of the things I really love about this project is, Matthew came in and Josiah came in and they're kind of doing their thing. Well, then the community just kind of rose up around them. And it's like, well, you built this? Okay, let's tell everybody what's just got built. You did this? Okay, let's tell everybody what just happened. And you've got an entire community of people, and it's growing every day, that want to see the project succeed. And so if you create a use case, if you develop something, you've got an ingrown grassroots community. If you've got a good use case, they'll spread it for you. You don't need like a huge marketing budget, because they're so fired up to just work to get that information out there. So young developers, this is a great project for young talented developers, because they've got a built-in marketing machine. If they build something that works, we will market it, because we will use it, and then we'll tell everybody we know, and we're really obnoxious.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even, and beyond that point, it's again, going back to Digi Assets, because you don't have to be a developer to use it, because of these platforms that Josiah has built and others, where someone like myself, before, okay, I can tweet about DigiByte, I can make a video, I can go to a meetup and give a presentation, but I was kind of limited in terms of, well, what can I actually do literally on the blockchain? And now, because of the accessibility afforded to just normal, everyday, non-coder type people like myself, I can put something on a blockchain. I can build and create on a blockchain. And to me, that is like so just like beyond cool, because up until then I couldn't. I mean, it's like I even thought like, well, I haven't coded anything since I was about 8 years old, but let me see if I can dig into it. And of course, it's just you get 5 minutes in, you're like, okay, now my head hurts and I'm gonna have a drink. So obviously I haven't gotten very far, but I haven't needed to, again, because of these platforms that are continuing to come online and to build and grow and provide the accessibility to just normal everyday people who are like, well, I can't code, but I can copy and paste, and boom, now you've created a digi asset, you've created a token on a blockchain that will last forever. And
really good at copying and pasting.
Yeah. Well, you just create a lot of text and format it, and Control A, select all, Control C, copy, and toggle over to the create digi assets site, and Control V and a few other things, and you're off to the races. And it's a thrilling experience to create an asset, and I love doing it, and I love showing it to people. And again, the developers, they create it, and then people like me come along and build on it and share it with people and say, oh, well, hey, you're a fan of the Washington Nationals. Well, yeah, they won the World Series in 2019. Let me show you this digi asset I made of it, which includes a highlight video of the home runs, and it's got all the links to everything related to the team, and it's got YouTube links to the victory parade and interviews, and it's just an immersive experience for that person. And whether a fan of that team, can create one for every team, for every sport, for every division. It's infinite, the possibilities, and being on a blockchain like DigiByte, because of its low transaction fees, anyone can use it and create on it and not feel concerned about like, oh, well, how much is this going to cost me in the end? If I got to send an asset, is that going to be like $50? Am I going to have to wait hours? Am I going to send it and then have the gas fees jump up in the middle of the transaction? And there's just all this,
I think that's quite important as well. Not just that today Bitcoin is expensive, or today Ethereum is expensive to make a transaction on, but you don't want to go exactly like you're saying, to send someone a digi asset and go, oh shit, that's gonna cost me $3 or $4 today.
Right.
Like, that's gonna suck.
Yeah. So that, I think, in terms of providing the accessibility to everyday users all over the world, we look at, some, like you mentioned that before just a minute ago, Josiah. Okay, like, well, $3 or $4, okay, that's not going to break the bank for someone, but for other people in other parts of the world, well, that's your food allowance for the week, and so that's going to be that's a deal breaker. And so people immediately will just dismiss it and say, well, I can't participate in something like this because I can't afford to. But if you just send it and it costs you a penny or half a penny or whatever, then you don't even give it a second thought, and you just proceed and you move forward, and you're participating in the involvement with that network. And so it's really great that exists, and you add on top of all the great things that we've covered already with the security of DigiByte, and that it's super fast, and it's been around for 7 years now. So it's it's not, you know, some fly by night project, or it hasn't been, you know, vetted and fully tested. So it's great. I'm really excited about where things are going.
Yeah, the low transaction fees are nice.
Sorry, what was that?
I said the low transaction fees are nice. I've sent like 8 million transactions on the blockchain, and
yeah, you have.
Like, what's going on, Matthew?
Was it actually 8 billion? Did you actually reach that?
No, million.
Oh, million. It's like, fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of transactions. My server just finally chugged through them all. Yeah, that really slowed things down.
Was tidying up all the UTXOs and stuff that I've been seeing them like drop?
Well, that was a while ago. That was around block 10 million that I cleared up most of those. I do still have like 500,000 UTXOs that are still open. I haven't gotten around to cleaning up, but
yeah. Because so for everybody who's, I'll put the link to the DigiBytes. I've got it somewhere here. Yeah, here we go. I'll put that in the live chat as well. You can go along and you can see the UTXOs and things that Matthew's talking about. You can see they go up and down and up and down, and it's always one of my favorite little graphs on that site there. How much do you reckon that 8 million cost you then?
It cost me, I think, about 50 DigiByte.
So like $2? 4 months? Yeah. No, wait, 50? That's not even $1.
Not back then, no.
That's crazy, man. I love it. It is. It's great. And it, yeah. It matters.
The miners were getting a little bit extra rewards back then.
Yeah, it highlighted some things we needed to fix up, which was great.
Yeah.
But it was actually good because we found a couple of pools that weren't mining them because they were in SIGWIT addresses. So we were able to reach out to them and go, hey, why are you mining these near empty blocks when you could mine this one with all of these transactions? So that was really, really cool. It was great.
Yeah, I had a lot of people that were pretty mad at me because I crashed like DigiExplorer and Chains was blocked behind by like 2 hours for a while there.
It was great because, well, I mean, so now we've got that's being, I believe the DigiByte Foundation are sorting those servers now, so they've been stable for the last like 6 months.
Yeah. But it's also the low fees is kind of the reason you wanted to do your pull request too for changing the reward structure, right?
Yeah, there's some interesting. We haven't talked about that yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so the short version is that
guys, I need to leave. It's
all good, man. Thanks for dropping by.
Bye.
The farm.
Thanks, Lenny. Cheers, man.
Take care. Bye, Lenny. Happy birthday.
Take care, guys.
I'm gonna head out too, but before I go, I've just figured out, like, I know the X behind you, Matthew, is for Digi Asset X, but I think it's like X for, like, we had to rate this show, be like an X for nerd porn. It's rated X. I'm gonna go on that one. Thanks, guys, so much. As always, love you. Congratulations. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
You too. I gotta drop off too. It's getting around midnight here.
Yeah, cheers, man.
So again,
maybe we should wrap it up and we'll do a quick bit of a talk about the supply curve just to give some people a bit of a heads up as well, and then we'll wrap this up too. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Erica.
Bye.
One thing as well, so thanks again to Crypto Bantam. We've got a bunch of the codes that we've been putting in the chat there. We've just put a hoodie, so the first person who wants to go and redeem that will get themselves a free DigiByte 7th birthday hoodie. Yeah, did you want to talk a little bit about that? Like, this is something that I came across back in March, and I ran past a few people, but unfortunately nobody was really too interested. But I've given Matthew a bit of a heads up, and he's kind of run with it, and it's good because he's picked up the math that even I got wrong as well when I was trying to fix the math in the first place. And do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like,
sure. You had pointed out that with the current supply chain at around block 40 million, it drops from 90 DigiByte to 0 all of a sudden. So we understood your concern there, because miners will have something and then all of a sudden nothing, and
like within the space of seconds, basically.
Yeah, which would not be a good thing. My concern I've had for a while now is, because our transaction fees are so low and blocks are still pretty empty, is that I kind of felt like the 2035 was too early to run out of the block rewards, and thought that Bitcoin's 100 years into the future was probably a more practical approach. So I took your idea and I wrote a simulator so I could be exactly to the block, exact every single value, and fiddled with the numbers so that when it ends the mining, it'd be at like 0.16 for the block reward instead of 90. And also that it wouldn't be in 2035, but would instead be another 40 years from now, giving us a lot more time for people to start really filling the blocks and allowing transaction fees to come up and the value of the coin to come up to cover. Because even if we switch to POS, there needs to be some reason for people to be wanting to stake and take the risk of your coins at it.
Or burn power. Literally, if you're burning power, but you go from 90, so what's 90 DigiByte as of today's date? Like, what are we at?
3 cents, roughly?
2.80. 2.80.
Yeah, $2.70. Okay, so if you're going from $2.70 for a block reward, which it's not, because right now it's like 500 and something, isn't it? It's like $30 for a block reward, to nothing, or basically it'd be 1 DigiByte if the blocks were semi-full at that time. You know, like, you'll be going from, let's say, $30 down to 30 cents or something. You know, like, it's quite a difference.
Yes.
So this is one of the things that we're also looking at for hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get this in to the next. It makes sense to do something about it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it also it doesn't require much of a change in the numbers. Like, where just by that slight change, like over the next 5 years, it makes almost no difference to the block rewards, and it's just stretching it out over a longer period of time.
It's definitely something we want to get a bit more feedback from people about as well, especially on the economic side. This is one of those things where like you said, the technicals, like the code itself, is not super difficult to tweak there.
Maybe you should include the link to the pull request in the comments.
That's a good point, actually. Thank you for that. I will put that down below, so anybody can go on and check that out.
I also have a link to the simulator, which is written in Node.js, so anyone can try it out. Just run it through. It doesn't take long to run a complete simulation right to the end.
So I had a couple questions for you guys. And since, all the techies are here, except me, right? I'm the last guy that kind of stuck around. So
yeah, hey Script, I'm sorry before I interrupt, because I'm not technical. And you're already making my brain hurt with a lot of stuff.
Digi assets over there.
I gotta jump off here and go pick up the kids here, but
thanks, Mike.
But I'll let you guys continue on. But thanks so much for having me and for having this, and congratulations to everyone, and especially to DigiByte community for 7 great years, and here's to 7 more and many more beyond that. So
good on you, man.
All right,
for coming.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me. All right,
Later, Mike.
take care.
Going.
All right.
So, talking about potential for DigiByte at the end of 2034, 2035. Is there a way we can tell the script algos something else to do? Not just proof of stake, but tell it to do something else. Not just confirm the transactions either. Or is there something like we can create a node on the virtual box and instead of mine DigiByte, like tell it to do something else?
Well, we still need to keep mining even after the block reward ends, because that's how new transactions get added. So the miners also get the transaction fee. So the idea is to stretch out the rewards long enough that the transaction fees are a significant enough value that people are going to still mining. Or I've been saying for a while now, by 2025, I think we're going to have to switch to at least some of it to POS just because of power consumption and the block rewards getting smaller. But at some point, we're probably going to have to switch to POS just to allow for it to be economical to mine with whatever the block rewards are.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that this kind of begins to address, I suppose, is we're setting the foundation for a longer and more sustainable mining and a better transition to those mining rewards, because going from 90 DigiByte to what might be like 1 DigiByte is going to be quite the drop.
Huge.
Yeah. Whereas with my formula, it could be 0.16 is the block reward at the end, and hopefully the transaction fee may actually be more than that at that point. So they're actually, it's more that 0.16 going to 0 won't even be noticed because it's 1/10 or 1/100th of the amount of money that's actually going to the rewarder, to the miners at that time.
So we want that kind of that crossover instead, basically, for the mining, the transaction fees to be going up while the block rewards are going down. We want them to kind of pass nicely.
Okay, so when we get to that point, obviously DigiByte will still be confirming transactions. Yeah. I mean, once you mine everything, so after that,
that's a common mistake a lot of people have. There is no end to the mining phase. You keep mining forever. It's not. It's just
because of the
reward.
rewards of the fees, right? Because of the tax fees or whatever later down the road. Is that what you're saying?
Right. So the miners always get the fees as well as the reward. The reward just drops to 0, but mining still has to keep going on.
Okay, so explain how proof of stake might help later on down the road, like at
it's
that
just
point.
Cheaper to run. It costs almost nothing to run a proof of stake node, whereas I have a $900 hydro bill running miners for POW.
Dang, dude.
So that's the short answer. Yeah, is it doesn't it costs to run a PC basically versus one $900 hydro bill. Damn, that's impressive.
You guys had a good GPU mining pool. I have a friend like that guy I was telling you about, basically evangelizing DigiByte to him. He wants to mine it with his GPUs. He's got AMDs.
Until ProgPow is in place, you can't GPU mine.
Yeah,
he can't do it.
Not until ProgPow, but
hurry up, guys.
Maybe we need to look at wrapping that up because we've been going for just over 90 minutes now, and so I just want to say a big thank you to both of you, obviously, and everybody who's still here in the chat as well. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to DigiByte. 7 years. Woo!
That's
anything else in closing you guys would like to add?
I think we need to mention how great Change Angel's been.
Yeah, it's supporting DigiByte. Thank you.
I want to mention you two. I mean, I've met both of you in the same chat, in the Telegram chat, when I was having problems with my Core wallet, and both of you chimed in. I was like, who's this guy from Canada?
What's he doing at 4 in the morning?
So it was you two that really do a lot in the chat and the support. I mean, huge support.
Yeah, big shout out, big thank you to Matthew for all of the time that he pours into that support channel. Really appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
You live and die in that thing, don't you?
No, I just cloned and have like 3 of my cells on there.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Yeah. Thank you as well again to Fate Knox, Crypty Shop, and especially to Crypto Bantam for all of the merchandise that we've given away so far today. You can check them out, cryptobantam.com. So thank you to them. Thank you everybody who's tuned in the live chat here. I'm just kind of reading all your comments and things. 7 years. Yeah, thank you so much for everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. It's been great to see so many friendly faces here. And here's to the next 7 years then.
Amazing.
Yeah. See ya.
Have a good one, guys. Take care. Cheers.
Bye.